Welcome back to the 4th episode of our Tabarestan playthrough. We just acquired ourselves a little ally down there, and we're feeling very comfortable in regards of being attacked with our 2 vassals, our decent sized ally of the Golden Horde, and our small little ally. I think in a defensive war we would absolutely slaughter QQ. An offensive war is another story though, but I think we are getting there. And this nation here would probably help us in the future against QQ. So that is pretty cool. If we were to attack them, we would probably be reconquesting on Armenia's behalf. But in the meantime, I guess we're just going to sit back. Let's go ahead and take that up for the production efficiency. Production efficiency equals wealth. I'm not sure what idea group we would be taking. I don't think it has that much significance, honestly, on the overall strategy. So the Timurids are at peace and they expanded. Interesting. Wonderful. Free stability is just fantastic. Makes up for those negative events that we've had in the past. What the heck? Huh. Crimea is getting absolutely destroyed. They're not going to be around for much longer. That's true. Lithuania is now free, so we're going to see them expanding. In fact, that is interesting. Lithuania might just wreck the Golden Horde. If that was the case, we could technically expand into the Golden Horde as well. We could take Silesia as a vassal, for instance. Georgia has given us a claim on Silesia. We could feed Georgia into Silesia at the cost of Diplo. That could be a cool move. We could just go ahead and switch him to a rival, and that would essentially break our ties with him over a very short period of time. So that is pretty cool. His enemies are nobody really valuable though. There's no way we would get Lithuania, I don't think. Perhaps it is worth the Diplo to try and achieve him as an ally, but I don't think it would ever really happen. I think the main target is QQ. This is such free land here. If only QQ would actually do something, like make a move, get himself tangled up in a war. There's always the chance the Ottomans would just straight up attack him. And then, needless to say, we would destroy him at that point. I mean, they have this core, but apparently they just have better things to do. Can I gain 100 relations with him? He's no longer my rival, so I should be able to achieve this mission. Okay, we will be doing some building of infrastructure with our money. Anything that we can do to actually improve our economy. Good thing. And it looks like our vassals are happy, so they're almost giving us a ducat between them. It's a nice boon to our economy. I really think we made it, guys. I really think this is the good life as Tabarestan. Our diplomacy is enough to where the Timurids would be hesitant to attack us. I'm fairly certain. And he just ticked up to 4, whereas we're about to tick up to 5, which gives us a nice lead on him with this new unit, and we don't have to worry about him ticking up anytime soon, although his leader is pretty good. So that is very significant. The fact that we could get a better unit type as well as being tech ahead and be that much more advanced. Hopefully, maybe if he would attack Delhi, then he would basically lose his ally of Sind as well. Looks like Uzbek is wrecking Oriet, and I think that's a good thing. Uzbek might be large enough to rival the Timurids. Aha, Armenian separatists. We're obviously wishing those guys luck because they're basically allied to us in the sense that they will flip to our vassal if they are successful. In fact, we could support their independence and declare on him trying to support their independence. They should be allied, and he has 15,000. We have one better tech than him. I think that might be a good bold move, honestly. The reward would simply be that these three provinces defect to Armenia. Don't delete my forces, please. Our economy is not in the best situation, but we have that discipline as well. I really think that we would slaughter this. We would have to take some loans. So this should give us support. Yeah, CB. Okay, I'm going to declare on them. As long as one stack survives, they should be okay. Now they're taking a massive hit, even if they're successful, which it looks like they're not going to be. Wow, yeah, they're so vulnerable right now. Apatul is down here in Baghdad. Okay. Okay. And we would fully annex this nation. Now, I don't know if making them co-belligerent is actually significant. I just don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm hoping, I think because they're not the primary war target, that it's going to cost Diplo to actually annex them. But once upon a time, I think that actually helped. It's not going to help anymore, I don't think. But anyway, it's worth the chance that it does help. So, needless to say, I'm going to try and focus this little nation out. And we do have the tech advantage on him as well. This is putting our power projection above 50, which is excellent. Just YOLO attacking into mountains. So it seems to me, with these guys being allied, that this is going to be a very decisive victory. And this is exactly what we were looking for. The opportunity to just smash our rivals around and feel like a big badass. If I can stack... No, he's retreating too far, okay. I was about to say, if we can stack wipe that force, then this nation's gone burgers. These missions just seem pretty difficult to actually achieve. He desires my land. It's George's land. What? Any Anyways, I think with this expansion here, we're going to be taking 2 provinces and expanding our vassal to a decent size. I think after this expansion, assuming that everything continues to go well, we're going to be that much more powerful to be fighting the Timurids. Again, with that tech advantage. Okay, there's 14,000 of them down there. That's certainly not something to laugh at. He might go for his allies' capital. Our economy's not doing too well, but that will be a thing of the past, hopefully, once we peace out these 2 nations. So I'm not sure if cancelling the support will ruin the CB kind of thing. It shouldn't, right? I'm showing some of my inexperience here. I don't do much supporting of rebels, obviously, as you can see. In fact, I might actually get that achievement of winning a war on while supporting rebels with that CP. We will see. But it looks like I can cancel their support and continue this war. I don't exactly know what I expected to happen, but I assumed you could do that. It was just costing us so much. I think it was costing us almost 3 ducats a month. This is kind of a little bit of a stalemate situation, but we are sieging this up, and that's going to free up some forces, as well as these rebels are sieging up that province as well. Baghdad is not a mountain. I think what I'm probably best off doing is trying to aim for Mosul with all of my forces, and at least that way we will gain access. I can see that this doesn't actually, it's not essentially ours in the war now, because the rebels are their own entity. And therefore Armenia and the rebels are going to go back and forth sieging it. In that case, let's just go ahead and spend our money on this. I think I kind of ruined the dynamic here, unfortunately. Even that didn't seem to help, so forget it. Okay, let's go ahead and hire ourselves another military leader. We've got decent army tradition, please be good. Could be worse. Not that great, but it could be worse. I was hoping for some siege, actually. Okay, this nation has 81 ducats. That should be enough to at least pay off our loan. And then once this guy's out of the war, I'm going to just stand on this province and then stand on the capital. And that should be enough to enforce our demands, hopefully. If he engages on us, we are certainly outnumbered. However, with the superficial defense advantage and the military advantage, tech advantage, and our discipline, we should be able to destroy him. So the Crimea has announced us as a rival. He's pretty small little guy. We perhaps could vassalize him in the future. Although that's the least of our concerns, it's kind of in a different theatre to where we are focusing on. pretty sure this nation is done and dusted in due time. The fact that the Golden Horde is at peace makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. Ah, oh, Uzbek's friendly. Ah, oh, what the he's friendly. Oh, please stay friendly. If we're at peace and we can ally Uzbek, that's huge. Okay, we're over our diplo relations. Don't really know what to do about that. Obviously we want to abandon this guy in that case. But yeah, we have a royal marriage anyway. When our royal marriage ends, I will abandon him as an ally. Let's try to keep our relations as high as possible. I'm fairly certain that Uzbek will help us against the Timurids, and that is huge, especially because he's doing quite well, and he is teching up. For some reason, Uzbek seems to just be so much better at teching up than the other hordes. It might simply be his military tech. QQ just YOLO attacked me, and apparently he's just wrecking my face. That's not very good. Apparently I was completely mistaken about our tech and our discipline, etc. That makes me a little bit uneasy. Maybe I should have just done reconquest, eh? Oopsie daisies. If we can win this war, however, I think there's an achievement waiting for me. That's one reason I sort of had incentive to do it this way. God darn it, our manpower is so low. Brutal. I should be making a lot of money if I do it like this, and eventually I will buy mercenaries. $14,000 of them available. Okay, here we go. So if the Armenian separatists are successful, although they're not going to be because Armenia is sitting there, if they're successful throughout the war, I was going to say, they should defect straight to Armenia. Which would be nice. Maybe we can do the old school strategy of tricking him to engage on me in the mountains. This is much less decisive than I wanted it to be and thought it was going to be, honestly. But regardless, I think we'll get there eventually. We can win. We can do it. I'm surprised he just slaughtered us. He actually didn't outnumber us that much. And I thought our superior tech, giving us a more advanced unit. I mean, his general's just not that good. We had a better general as well. Oh gosh. Devastating. I mean, we literally had every advantage possible except for the fact that he outnumbered us, but I suppose he is a horde, and he received the horde bonus in his own territory. So there's that. And he did have more cavalry than us, significantly more. This is Highlands. Wait, his fort is mothballed apparently. Uzbek is still friendly. Oh gosh, this is not good, man. Not good. It says that this has a mothballed fort, but it doesn't seem to be mothballed. This is pretty nasty. However, maybe him moving into the mountains and kind of trapping himself is not the worst thing in the world. We can take that defensive bonus. Gosh darn it, he's getting all that technical war score because I just seem unable to take his capital. Is he coming for me? Nope. I know we can do this, man. Come on. It would help if these guys would move. I think this might be bugging out, basically. Because they're kind of allied with each other. So they're not going to move off of that province. However, technically then, in that case, the Armenians should be successful. And that should flip. And then he will move. So that is, in one sense, we have the long-term advantage in the sense that that should just directly flip to us in due time, and hopefully at that point the Armenian separatists will actually move. I think that's how it works. Why are they progressing so well? Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. Here as well. He's got siege there, but damn. You're killing me, game. You're killing me. Why you do this? Damn, that speed. That sieging speed. So only these two are mountains, those two are dry lands. It's very important to keep in mind. Garrison's very small on this province. We're definitely losing in regards to the war exhaustion battles. True. Our prestige was fairly low. I'm gonna go ahead and do this because we like low piety and it's giving us money. We desperately need money. My prestige was low. That's another thing to consider. His is low as well. Who the hell knows? Okay, interesting. Looks like he might be coming for me in the mountains here. Nope. Game's so buggy sometimes. These guys are in this like infinite stalemate where they're both trying to siege the same fort whilst going absolutely nowhere because he's essentially attacking an allied fort. Well, that Wallachia, I guess Moldavia was released and Wallachia stomped him, but now he's getting destroyed by the Ottomans. I guess if these guys choose to sort of move around aimlessly. There's no if and or but about it. This is brutal. This is brutal. I didn't think it would go down like this without advantages. He might engage on me here. Yeah, let's see how we do. Definitely winning, but we're both trying to reinforce. Our reinforcements are closer, but they consist of less reinforcements. It looks like we might win this battle before his reinforcements make it. Six days. You're kidding me. I really think that was the right call, fighting him there. I really think that was the right call, fighting him there. It's really easy to say it was a bad call in hindsight, but we needed to win. Apparently he is low enthusiasm and we are high. Obviously the rebels are contributing towards that. Unless we can get on top of his forces, then I don't see how else we would win this. What? Yes, just more debt, more detterino. What is his manpower? He's still got some manpower left. Cheeky guy. This is so brutal, man. I'm not happy with how this is going. I think it's about time I call the episode, but I'm gonna go ahead and slog it out. This is gonna be a longer one. I don't want to end in the middle of such a grim war. He's just kind of trading sieges with us at the moment, and it's gonna sort of work out in his favor, I think. He's a lot further ahead than we are. More lone arenas. That was a very close battle. I really feel a little bit ripped off that he was able to reinforce like that. It was brutal. His army is fairly split right now. I was hoping my mercenary would actually spawn here and would be taking a defensive battle. Oh, gosh, this is a really hard choice. if I was to actually engage on him in mountains while he's split. But I think it would be a bad call, I suppose. Although that is dry lands, we can engage here. Although his whole army is going to be in range to reinforce. Perhaps not. Perhaps we can just crush them. Never mind. It's a hard life, guys. Hard life. It's a hard battle. It's a hard life. He's sitting on 3 forts. We're sitting on 1, essentially, or 2, arguably. We're getting absolutely wrecked. Spending lots of Diplo, keeping my war exhaustion under control. Absolutely brutal. He's about to engage on mountains. Okay, why you do this? Okay, this is our best bet to win. Straight up. Reinforcements. Anything. Consolidate. We've got every advantage in the world except he outnumbers us, but come on! Mountains, man! I have faith. I'm turning the speed down. This is so much more brutal than I ever intended it to be. We've got the Armenians and the Georgians coming. I believe, man. You done effed up. You effed up, QQ. You made a mistake. And you're gonna pay. Thank goodness, man. I feel like that was probably the turning point. We can win this. I'm not gonna care about my own provinces so much. I'm gonna try re-siege the ones without forts, but I'm gonna push the advantage on his forts. The sooner we can do that, the sooner we're gonna get this grim war over with. He's almost got the maximum amount of war score from his actual war goal. So basically, taking his capital will be... The capital is obviously valuable, but it will actually result in at least 25 war score as well. This is nasty. Uzbek's still friendly. We're pretty far in debt, and I don't think we're going to have a huge monetary reward from winning this war. But we should be able to recover. It's not that grim yet that it's unrecoverable. Just waiting on 2 painfully long sieges. Looks like he still does have quite some forces, but that's okay. Damn it, he's gonna instantly destroy this. The longest episode ever. I've been aiming for about 30 minutes on these episodes, just in case you were wanting to know. And this one's going to be going way over that, but that's fine. I'm not bothered. damn it, I made a mistake here. Ah! Wow! The Rebolas! So good. They were being so absolutely useless and they finally engaged. I love it. I love it. In fact, he's taking the brunt of the damage on his forces. Maybe we can make the difference between winning and losing this battle. George is in as well. No, he's not. I'm committing. I'm committing. His manpower is really low. I'm committing, man. YOLO. Come on, baby. Come on, get in there. Even if we lose the battle, it's painful for him. We're sieging him up, and it's painful for him. He doesn't have manpower, but it looks like me engaging that inspired the Georgians to, yes, help us out. Die, you jerk. Please progress fast. Part of the reason I actually engaged in this war in the first place, if you recall, was because of these friendly rebels. I thought they were going to be much more help than they actually are. We basically did the absolute brunt of the work ourselves, which was pretty rough. This has been probably the hardest and least decisive war that we've engaged in so far. Absolutely brutal. And the fact that his capital was way down here, it's actually the last fort. Like, it's very well strategically placed. I'm suffering with this, man. This was extremely costly. But at the end of the day, we are the ones that are expanding, and he is our rival, which is becoming yet more and more vulnerable, and it's only going to get easier in the future, if that makes sense. Now hopefully Georgia can go siege one of these up for us, because these occupations are killing me. Getting our war score, but also our war exhaustion. And the longer this war goes on, the more and more debt we're going to have to tap into here. These Armenians are taking forever. Surely that will flip. Surely it will flip to Armenia. Come on. Okay, so he's only got 9,000 troops between them, so even our stack is just straight up stronger than his now. Definitely worth considering. Hopefully he will walk back into the rebels by mistake. I would love to see something like that happen. Yes. Good. Excellent. Let's see if I can attach Georgia to the stack and help re-siege these provinces. Oh no! That cost us stability. Painful. Painful, painful, painful. Brutality. It's such a long, ruthless war, man. Okay, excellent. Rebels got him again. I'm not going to engage that time. I don't care if the rebels die. They're not being much use to us. Just the fact that his forces are getting owned is awesome. I like that a lot. Excellent. One more siege, baby. The pain is about to end shortly. One more siege and he's done. We're going to get so much war score for his capital. It's just going to go through the roof. Now, unfortunately, that's a fort level 3. But we just need to hang in there. This is mountains if he engages on us. That's good. I think stealing as many of these as we can and reducing his capacity to reinforce is probably a good call. He's reinforcing like crazy all of a sudden. Come on, baby, progress. He's obviously coming for me by the looks of things. And he's ticked up. Oh my gosh. Let's just white peace. What we were hoping to obtain is these two provinces. Well. We took out this faction. Either way we would have had to fight one of them. And we gained one province to our vassal. But that was absolutely brutal. That was a struggle and a half. Oh my gosh. How much are we in debt? We're very much in debt. I think, you know, that's one of those situations where anything you can do to advance your nation and get an edge on your neighbors is better than nothing. But let's just hope that we can recover. Looks like our stability is not that much of an issue considering how much war exhaustion we have. That alone will reduce our stability, make us, our unrest, make us nice and stable. We're making a decent amount of money. I think with Uzbek as our ally, we should absolutely not be concerned about anybody attacking us. Uzbek will help us against the Timurids. Absolutely incredibly good.